there's one thing I want you to know, and that is there's one of two ways that you can approach these next 90 days, okay? You can approach these next 90 days with intention and with a commitment to stay close to people who light you up and stay close to your vision and show up for yourself, or you can choose to coast, which frankly is what about 90% of people will do. Very few people will take this time and think, okay, how do I get ahead on my goals? Like, how do I recommit to my goals? Very, very few people. But here's the truth. These next 90 days, they can determine which reality you are going to experience when it comes to be the end of the year.
You're listening to PowerFemme Radio. This is a podcast where ladies come together and try to share their opinions and empower each other to be better women in society.
Did he just say try? You're listening to PowerFemme, where women don't try, we do. Okay, as I'm recording this podcast episode, I currently have my emotional support Glossy in my water bottle to help me stay hydrated and actually enjoy drinking water, because drinking plain water is the most repulsive thing ever. And then I also have my emotional support pumpkin spice latte from my favorite coffee shop down the street. So cheers. By the way, when you're listening to this podcast, where are you listening? I was thinking about this the other day and I was like, where are you when you're listening to my voice? Are you watching me, or are you just listening? Are you driving? Are you folding laundry? Are you getting ready? Am I getting ready with you? Are we getting ready together? Is that what this is? I'd love to know. I'm actually going to put a little poll up. If you listen on Spotify, you can answer the question there. And if you're watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Where are we together? Because I need to know. I feel like I need to know where we are so that we can set the vibe. Regardless, welcome back to the PowerFemme podcast. I'm so glad you're here. If you are double fisting bevies like I am right now, cheers and hallelujah. Thank God for liquid courage in the form of caffeine. And if not, if you are putting both of your hands on the steering wheel, I'm so honored that you tuned in and that we're talking together, that we're here. We're here together, figuring out life together. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but there are, as of this day, as of this moment, when I am recording this podcast, there are 89 days left of 2025. What the heck? 89 days, that's like a quarter, okay? And in entrepreneurial terms, this is officially Q4. We have entered Q4. Now, is that not crazy? I really have been thinking a lot about this, and it was I had that thing happen where memories pop up on your phone and it shows you where you were a year ago. And I just remember there being so many years that went by in my life where I would be shown a memory on my iPhone and I would think to myself, God, I really wish that I was further along. And then sometimes there have been times where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so incredibly proud of where I am. And so the thing that I just want to share with you today is that if you feel like you're off track, you're definitely not alone. If you feel like you're really crushing it, then I am so incredibly proud of you. No matter what, it's always going to continue to look like an upward spiral. So even if you feel like you're exactly where you were a year ago today, I promise you, you're not. And this podcast episode today is really meant to inspire you to have a very strong finish to this year so that you can feel so proud of yourself. No matter where you land, at least you will know that in the end, you didn't just give up, you leaned in harder and you really made something happen. The truth is, you can make a lot happen in very little amount of time. And I think we always seem to overcomplicate things. And so if you feel like you've got a whole new mountain to climb, I just promise you little steps are going to make a huge, huge difference. Now, before we dive in today, I just want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button. That way you get notified every single time I upload a new episode of of the PowerFemme podcast. If you love this podcast, it would mean the world to me if you left a 5-star review and really just let me know what you love the most about the podcast. You can also always leave a comment below and just let me know, what you want to know more about, and I'd be happy to create podcast episodes for you. Let's dive in. This episode is sponsored by Dolce Do, my favorite luxury skincare line and the secret behind my glow up. I've been using Dolce Do religiously for over a year and the results are undeniable. My friends constantly ask what I've done to my skin because it has been a full transformation. If you struggle with dryness or early signs of aging like I did, then this is your sign. I am obsessed with the Dolce Blue makeup remover. It melts literally everything off and it leaves your skin feeling baby soft. The glass skin pads give you an instant smooth, dewy glow. And the Be Still Peptide Serum is literally Botox in a bottle. Dolce Do is your answer to glass skin, deep hydration, and firm, radiant glow. No needles, no injections, just skincare that actually works. It's skincare that feels like self-love and it delivers. PowerFemme listeners get 15% off your entire order with code PowerFemme at checkout. Go to dolcedo.com and use code PowerFemme and treat your skin the way it deserves to be treated. Code PowerFemme gets you 15% off of your full Dolce Do order. It would be very Heidi coded and like PowerFemme coded of me to go into something like 75 hard and like, let's do 75 days. If none of you guys know what the 75 hard is, it's like a 75-day protocol that is very hard. Okay. It's called 75 hard for a reason, but it's 75 days of like working out twice a day, drinking a gallon of water, reading 10 pages, taking a progress photo, no alcohol, no sugar, follow a diet. There are other things too. One of your workouts has to be outside, whatever. Anyways, in the past, this was very me to do that. And while I have every intention of being so mindful every single day leading up to the end of the year, I'm aware that sometimes doing more is not the most effective thing. Sometimes doing less is. But I will say having intention and awareness goes a very long way. So here's what I'm doing, and I want to encourage you to do it with me. We have just entered October. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but like I'm a spooky bitch, okay? My birthday is October 29th. That's 2 days before Halloween. The moment it turned October 1, I was like, ooh, spooky. And I was actually in deep conversation with one of my clients just yesterday, and we were talking about how the scariest thing that could happen is you get to the end of this year and you realize that you didn't do everything you said you needed to do, or you didn't keep the promises that you made to yourself at the beginning of this year. And so in the name of being terrified of not reaching our fullest potential, or even just trying your best, okay? Because sometimes your best is all you can do, and sometimes it feels like it's not that much. In the vein of really embracing this time and like seeing this as an opportunity to end strong, I just want to invite you all to come along on this little 90-day countdown with me. Now, this is not going to be some crazy, insane protocol. I do have a daily protocol that I follow every single day. I feel like when we try to like commit to one specific thing, it's almost like doing a diet or doing some sort of like a workout program. And it's like, oh, that's definitely not going to last. It's more of a lifestyle. And so I am so committed to the PowerFemme protocol. I've talked about it in previous podcast episodes, but beyond my PowerFemme protocol, which is like a morning routine and exercising my body and just reading every day and staying hydrated, the thing that I want to invite you into with this last quarter of the year is having a strong intention and having intention every single day. It is unreal how much can change in such a short period of time. And so I don't want you to underestimate, okay? I kind of actually want you to think about it like this. Where were you in January of 2025, like January 1, where were you? I don't know about you guys, but for me, January 1 was very ambitious. I look back at my journal and I actually laughed this morning because the goals I set for January 1 were so ambitious and they were amazing. And like, I'm so grateful for those goals and I'm still pursuing some of those goals. But the reality is like January 10th rolled around, I think it was. It might have even been earlier than that, actually. My city literally burned down. Like LA literally caught on fire. I remember the start of the new year being like, I'm so excited. I can't wait. New foot, new calendar, new me. Like I've got this. And then literally like my city burned down. And I just remember being like, wow, we're off to a really great start. And I know it's been like a wild year. So whether your city burned down or it feels like you crashed and burned or you went through a breakup or you had a sick relative or you feel burned out, or you tried something in your business and you went all in and that sucked. Like maybe you went through a breakup, okay? I just want you to know that if you're feeling the contrast right now as the year starts to wrap up, or maybe your brain isn't even there yet, I just want you to know like it is totally okay. And there are 2 ways that you can really approach the end of this year and it's going to make the world of a difference. Now, what I want you to think about is think about the year almost like a football game. I know we're not athletic. I mean, maybe I'm athletic. I don't know if you're athletic, but for the sake of this parable, I want you to compare a year, Q1, 2, 3, and 4, to a football game. Okay. There have been so many instances where the underdog was losing and in the 4th quarter they made a turnaround and they fought like hell and they were determined and the crowd is cheering for them and there's still no clear sign that they're going to win or even make a comeback. And I just want to say that it's absolutely possible. And so if you are feeling the contrast and you're feeling like I started this game so well, like I had every intention of fighting to the end. I had every intention of hitting that milestone or reaching that goal weight or making that amount of money, and you're entering the 4th quarter and it's looking down, the odds are not really looking like they're in your favor. I just want you to get your head back in the game. I know now, especially winding down into the end of the year, we want to do less. We want to hibernate. And like, that's absolutely going to start to happen. It's going to start to get colder. You're not going to want to get up early. You're going to want to sleep in and cuddle and turn the fireplace on and have some warm cookies and have more pumpkin spice lattes. Hello, as I drink my pumpkin spice latte. But I want to like reframe this for you and just remind you that it is not necessarily always about how you start. A lot of times it's about how you finish. And so I just want to encourage you to really finish strong and finish with intention. Don't be attached to any end results, but really just showing up with intention and like looking at the time that you do have left and really asking yourself like, okay, what can I do today that is a step forward? And like actually do that. Maybe you're listening to me and you're like, okay, Heidi, like that all sounds really nice. And like in theory, that sounds good, but like, I don't know, I just don't see it. I actually want to take you through a little visualization exercise. So if you're driving, maybe just keep your eyes open and hands on the wheel for goodness sakes. But if you're at home right now and you're listening to me, I just want you to stop for like 1 second. This is literally only going to take 1 minute. You really are going to feel this in your body, and I promise you it'll make a huge shift for you. This is actually something that I took my clients through last week on our VIP call. I took them through this visualization exercise and it was so incredibly powerful for them. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose, and I want you to just like place your hand on your heart, and I want you to slow down for just a moment and really feel your body. If you're sitting down, I want you to like really feel the chair underneath your seat bones. I want you to feel your feet on the ground, your back against the chair. I want you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you breathe in, I just want you to really take note of the cool air coming in through the nose, warm air coming out, and just settle into the body. I want you to visualize in your mind's eye that it is New Year's Eve, okay? It's December 31st, 2025. And I want you to visualize yourself standing in the bathroom and you're getting ready to celebrate this new year and ring in the new year. And you're looking in the mirror And I just want you to see yourself feeling so incredibly proud of the work you've done, proud of the woman you've become. You're glowing, you're successful, work has gone really well, life is going really well. And I just want you to feel so good about what you see when you look in the mirror. I want you to really see the way you're standing and you're carrying yourself. I want you to see a smile on your face. And I also want you to imagine that people are on their way to your house. Okay. So people are starting to arrive and you can hear them coming in and you know that they are going to be talking to you about how proud they are of you, how incredible this year has been for you, and how in the fourth quarter, you had such a strong finish. You had the comeback. It was like the plot twist of a lifetime. And I just want you to literally feel the feelings of being so lit up and so excited and feeling so on purpose. You're feeling so good about walking into 2026 because you didn't wait. You kept all the promises you made to yourself. You believed in yourself and you overcame resistance and you showed up with intention every single day. And I want you to visualize that everybody is making a toast and they're toasting you and all of the amazing work you have done. And I just want you to like really look in the mirror and feel this. Feel how good it feels in your body. Feel those feelings that are coming up inside of you. And just like take a moment and be so grateful that this is how you feel walking into the new year. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Okay, now I want you to shake it off, all right? Now, I want you to open your eyes, reset, look around the room, and like get present. Now we're going to do the opposite. So if your right hand was on your heart, go ahead and switch it out and put your left hand on your heart. And I want you to visualize the same thing, okay? It's New Year's Eve. You're in the bathroom. And you are about to be welcoming people to your house to celebrate the new year with you. And this time, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to visualize the opposite. I want you to visualize feeling like, oh, I just got through the holidays and like, I overindulged and I'm feeling lethargic. Maybe you're not proud of how you ended the year. Maybe you know that you didn't keep the promises that you wanted to keep for yourself. I just want you to visualize yourself and really like look yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and really like see, how is she standing? What is she wearing? How does she feel when people ask her about her career or her relationships? Did she make any changes? Did she do the things that she said she was going to do? How are you feeling? Like if how are you was asked to you, how does it make you feel in this moment? Knowing that you didn't try your hardest in the last quarter. How does that feel? Even as I'm just talking about this, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. And so I can imagine that you are too. And I don't want you to stay there for that long. But what I do want you to feel is kind of the worst case scenario, like the feelings of regret, the feelings of, the typical feelings of next year is going to be different. And like, I'm going to set my goals and I'm going to crush it. And like noticing that maybe you're setting goals from a place of fear and of not doing enough, and just notice like how that makes you feel for there to be another new year where you're creating these resolutions. And now I want you to come out of it. If that was icky, I know. Trust me, I know. It doesn't feel good. But the reality is sometimes we have to experience something and it has to feel so shitty that we're like, okay, I'm going to make a change. And what I want you to be mindful of right now is, what was the difference? When you're thinking about like how good you felt versus how bad you may have felt in the second round, what stood out to you? What felt different to you? I just want to say that I am so proud of you. You have made such a good decision to invest this time in yourself today and listen to the PowerFemme podcast. And if there is one thing I know about you, it's this. You have big, incredible ideas. Maybe it's a book that you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's a business you want to start. Maybe it's a project that's been on your heart for years, and maybe it's been far longer than you'd like to admit, and you haven't taken any action because you don't know where to start. And that is why I am so excited to reintroduce my one-on-one life coaching sessions. One of my clients, Haley, is the perfect example. I remember one specific session where I pointed out a blind spot that she wasn't seeing, and that one conversation changed everything. She ended a relationship that should have ended long before she walked away from it, let's be honest. And she ended up leaving her small town home, which she had lived in her whole life, and moved to New York City. This was a dream that she had always had, but it wasn't something that she really thought was possible. And from there, just so much momentum happened for her. She built her career, she's thriving. And this past summer, she literally got married in Italy. Okay? I mean, hello, she's living her best life. That is the power of working with a life coach. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to meet your soulmate after one session, but what I can tell you is that your life will start to open up for you in ways that you never could have even imagined. It's not about having the right 10 steps or a perfect game plan. Sometimes it's just about having one conversation that changes the trajectory of your life. Research from a recent study at UCLA found that people who write down their goals and share them with someone and have regular accountability check-ins are 42% more likely to achieve them than those who keep their goals to themselves. Listen, not all conversations are created equal, and not everyone should be trusted with your dreams and your heart's desires. That is exactly why you will love working with a life coach. Creating a life that you are so proud of is what you want, isn't it? Just imagine what could shift for you in the next 90 days, or even just in one powerful conversation. It's time for you to look in the mirror and finally see things that you haven't been able to see on your own. When you work alongside of a coach, you get the perspective that makes those blind spots really visible, so you can bring your vision to life without wasting years second guessing yourself. So the link is in the show notes. It's time to see yourself clearly and take the next step towards creating a life you've always wanted. There's one thing I want you to know, and that is there's one of two ways that you can approach these next 90 days, okay? You can approach these next 90 days with intention and with a commitment to stay close to people who light you up and stay close to your vision and show up for yourself, or you can choose to coast, which frankly is what about 90% of people will do. Very few people will take this time and think, okay, how do I get ahead on my goals? Like, how do I recommit to my goals? Very, very few people. But here's the truth. These next 90 days, they can determine which reality you are going to experience when it comes to be the end of the year. Now, look, don't be mad at me. I love you, okay? I love you so much that I'm willing to take you through that exercise. And I know maybe it didn't feel good. Now, I want you to think about a fire. Okay, it's kind of perfect with it being fall. We've all been to like a campfire or started a fire. Maybe you were a Girl Scout like I was. Think about staying close to the fire as staying warm, staying loose, versus if you get farther from the fire, you're kind of like cold and stiff and uptight and like not moving around too much because you're literally like isolating and you're actually getting cold. Staying close to the fire to me means staying really close to people who inspire you, staying in motion of pursuing your dreams. To me, staying close to the fire means like keeping your muscles warm, and it means like just staying lit. Okay, I want you to think about a fire like this. And now we've all had s'mores, right, at a campsite before. I can't be the only one. I went camping this summer and it was summertime and we were having s'mores, right? And the thing about s'mores is like there's a way to make the perfect s'more, right? I don't know about you, but my perfect s'more is like a graham cracker with a marshmallow that is melted perfectly so that when I put the marshmallow on top of the graham cracker with the chocolate. It's melting the chocolate. It's all melting together. It's like a perfect sandwich, right? And nothing beats that feeling of biting into that perfect s'more. But here's what it requires. It requires you to be close to the fire. It requires you to look at how other people are toasting their s'mores and seeing kind of what works for them, right? Versus when you have a shitty s'more, right? We've all had the shitty s'more. The shitty s'more is like when you have your crackers, they're probably gluten-free and falling apart. You've got your chocolate put on the cracker and then you're like not standing close enough to the fire. So like your s'more is like not getting warm, it's not melting, and it's not keeping everything together because it's literally cold. And when you go to put it on, you take a bite and it's literally stale. And the thing is like you're not close to the fire. You're standing back because you're afraid to get close to the fire. You're afraid of burning yourself. Maybe you're afraid of getting too close, getting too hot. Or maybe you just like don't want to put yourself like in the mix. And it's a choice. It's a choice you can make. You can step back and be far from the fire. And you know, what's so funny is you're standing there on the outside being like, why do my s'mores suck so bad? Her s'mores are so good. Like she has the perfect s'more. Like what's wrong with my s'more? Like what the heck? Like, and you're upset that you don't have good s'mores. And like, I say all of this to say like, girl, you got to stay close to the fire. You got to stay in it. You've got to get closer and learn from people and really like immerse yourself, because that really is the difference between a PowerFemme and just a regular person. A regular person is standing on the outside looking at what other people are doing and is jealous of their perfect s'more or the fruits of their labor. And they're saying, oh, she took action on her dreams. And like, you know, it's like, I literally envision you seeing your peer or somebody who you've put on a pedestal and it's the new year and you're like, oh, well, it's easy for them. And you're making all of these excuses for them when the reality is they were standing close to the fire. And so I want to encourage you for these next 90 days to immerse yourself in the fire. How can you connect with other people? How can you lean in? How can you turn up the heat a little bit? How can you stay focused on tending to your fire? Do we need to poke the fire to keep it burning? Probably yes. That's actually totally required. The question that I want you to ask yourself is this, okay? How do you want to feel on December 31st, 2025? Do you want to feel proud of yourself and satisfied with what you've created? Or do you want to feel regretful? Do you want to feel like, oh, I should have gone a little bit harder? Do you want to feel like I should have gotten a little bit closer? Do you want to feel like you gave it another try? I'm genuinely so curious and like would love to hear from you. Like I want you to drop it in the comments. Like what is your intention? How do you want to feel on December 31st? Because the truth is it's up to you. And so like you get to decide. There's time and then there's what you do with your time. And if you know that you have the same 90 days that I have until the first of the year, the truth is, it's up to you how you spend it. A principle that I live by is that what you measure grows. I don't care if it's your finances, if it's your calories, if it's like your content goals. It could be literally any goal. What you do frequently becomes your frequency. And where my attention goes, energy flows. And so what I want you to really do with me and what I'm inviting you to do with me is really just count down the days until the year. There's something about that urgency that's going to be like driving you to show up and just keep going. And it really is up to you to ignite that inner spark. I want to invite you on this little 90-day countdown, if you will. By the time you're listening to this podcast, I think we'll be at 84 days. So let's call it 84 days left of the year. I want you to count down with me. I am so interested in hearing how you're going to spend your time, what intentions you have for the end of the year. And I know that a huge part of your success is going to depend on whether or not you are tracking your progress or really looking at how much time is left on the clock. That awareness can change absolutely everything. And this is just your reminder to finish strong, okay? Don't wait for January. Don't let this be another year where the new year comes and that's your permission slip to start going after your dreams. Why not get a 3-month head start on that? I promise you're going to look back and the future you will be so grateful that the past you did what she needed to do to make it count. What's that saying? summer bodies are made in the winter, but this is not just about your body. This is about your career. This is about looking back and saying, I'm so freaking proud of myself. Like 2025 was a good year. I don't care if it's been the worst year of your life. There is still time to make this one of the best years of your life. I'm so pulling for you, and I'm so doing this alongside of you. And if this is inspiring to you, I will be counting down on my Instagram stories every single day. So there's nothing like a little bit of accountability. Follow me on Instagram. Again, make sure to share this podcast with somebody if you love it. It means the world to me, and I know it'll make somebody else's day too. Leave a comment if you loved it. And if this fired you up, no pun intended, make sure to hit the like button or the subscribe button. PowerFemme, I'm so proud of you for being here today. And yeah, I will see you next time. This episode is sponsored by Glow-C, aka my favorite drinkable skincare ritual. Glow-C is packed with collagen, hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and vitamin C to help smooth your skin, support your gut, boost hydration, and keep your glow game strong. It's not like other hydration powders that are basically salt and sugar in disguise. Glow-C has probiotics, and it's literally skincare you can drink. No pills, no complicated routines, just glowing skin on the go. So you can spend less time stressing and more time showing up and chasing your dreams. I drink Glow-C every morning before workouts, after flights, on long shoot days. It's a non-negotiable part of my PowerFemme routine. And because consistency is everything, I subscribe, so it's always stocked and always supporting my glow. Go to getglowc.com/PowerFemme and use code PowerFemme to get 15% off your first month subscription. Ready to finally have glowing skin? Subscribe to Glow-C and show up as your most confident self. That's code PowerFemme for 15% off your first month. One more time for the girls in the back, use code PowerFemme at checkout. Glow-C is a daily beauty supplement and is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any conditions.